They waited for him to get old. What for? Now, I mean, the only thing that's going to happen is Canelo's going to go over there and put a beating on Golovkin. 40 years old already. He's 40 years old. I mean, they should have done it maybe.
Does the Golovkin fight? Do you like the third fight for Canelo? Like, regardless of what happens, like, is it a fight where you're like, yeah, like I want it, or you're like, nah, I've seen it already?
For me, no. No. But
that's what a lot of fans. I get the sense they're just like, yeah.
Like for us the people that live boxing, nah. But why not? Because we already seen the first one, the second one, and if you ask me personally what I think, and if you want to hear it without filters, it's like, what for? I mean, it's been 4 years already. You waited for they waited for him to get old. What for? Now, I mean, the only thing that's gonna happen is Canelo's gonna go over there and put a beating on Golovkin. 40 years old already. He's 40 years old. I mean, they should have done it maybe earlier, as soon as maybe 1 year after the last one, not 4 or 5 years later. You know, because now it's like they created a monster in Canelo, and they let Golovkin get old at this point. I mean, when he fought Deverenchenko in New York, I was there. I honestly thought he lost. Yeah, if you ask me, I'll tell you straight up. I thought Triple G lost that fight.
I thought he won. By a point, though. By 1 point.
One point. Yeah. Okay.
Because the knockdown, he knocked him down.
Okay. By that point.
But it was close. It was really, really close.
You're talking about a Triple G and a Deverenchenko 1 point.
Yeah, Deverenchenko's good, though.
Yeah, he is, but where's he at? He's not a Canelo level.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Exactly. You know, Triple G and Canelo are another level. And to fight a guy, Deverenchenko, that is good, but he's not at that level, and you're close fight maybe with 1 point, that says a lot. So, with that being said, it's like, okay, you know, he sort of like, you know, let loose. And then fighters, when they're undefeated, they don't want to lose that right?
It's like a pride thing, right?
It's a pride thing. Yeah. It's a pride thing. And once they lose it, it's like, okay, whatever. You know? Now it's like, okay, give me 10 million and I'll fight you. If I lose or what, I got $10 million. You know, it's a mentality. So why wait 4 more years to do another fight with Canelo? Canelo's still young. He's still in his prime. While Triple G is already getting old. I mean, Triple G, even though he's old, he's still in the business. He's strong and stuff. But, I mean, 4 years is 4 years. You know, 4 years is 4 years. 40, at the age of 40, I mean, a lot of wear and tear. All this takes a lot out of you. I just don't see it. But for some people, for the average fan, it's a good fight. Why? Because the first one was in doubt, and the second one's in doubt. So now what they want to see is a final fight to just make it final. And what's going to happen? Canelo's going to beat on Triple G bad, and that's it. People will be happy. Yeah, you know, that's what you wanted. There it is. But they don't see that it's been 4 years. I mean, Triple G aged, and that's the way it is. But the average fan will be happy because Canelo will tear up on Triple G, you know, on this next one, and that's what they want to see. And they'll say, okay, you see, you had doubts about the first one, you had doubts about the second one, now there it is. You know, that's the way it goes.
Ah, man, like when you put it like that, like it makes me, it's like they're going to create a narrative of like, oh, Gennady was never, you know, like, look how much like he did on him, when like, that's not true, man. Like, you know, like, the first one, I thought Gennady won. The second one, I had it a draw. But I could clearly see how you could say, like, Canelo won the second one. Like, it makes sense, like, how judges saw it. But, like, it's like similar to, like, when Cotto fought Sergio Martinez. And that was the last image of Sergio that everyone had. And it's like they never got to see the rise of Sergio and how freaking good Sergio was in his prime.
I was there. I was working for HBO.
HBO Latino.
Yeah, I was working for HBO in New York. I never thought Cotto would be Sergio. But, you know, this is what happens. I'm telling you. You have to live boxing to realize that as a fighter, one day, age is going to hit you that night. And once age hits you that night is like you're done. I've seen it happen with my brothers. I've seen it happen with Sergio Martinez. I saw it with Cotto and Saddam Ali. You know, exactly the same thing happened that night. Who would expect for Saddam Ali, who has no power, to beat up on Miguel Cotto, one of the best, one of the greatest fighters in boxing? And then I saw that, and then who else I saw? Pacquiao Ugas. That night, I saw an old Manny Pacquiao. I mean, you saw Manny Pacquiao always on his toes, boom, in and out, blah, 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 throwing all kinds of speed and punches. I saw Manny Pacquiao age, but pulled through when he fought Thurman. Why? Because he tore up on Thurman in the early rounds, and then boom, started feeling heavy because age started kicking in. And then what happened in the later rounds? Who was Thurman? And it wasn't that Thurman came back. It's because Manny Pacquiao started slowing down because he's already. I mean, look at his career. How many fights? Look at his age. And that's what it is. You know, fighters, even though they're always active, I mean, they have a lot of wear and tear in their body. Every fight has a camp. Just imagine if Manny Pacquiao has 60 fights. Every fight had a training camp. I mean, the running, the sparring, I mean, it was a beating. I mean, he was still pushing his luck at the end when he fought Thurman. Now, when he fought Ugas, you could tell right away that he was, I mean, he wasn't not even 60% of what Manny Pacquiao was in his prime. Obviously, his age started kicking in that night, and that's what it is. You never know. Maybe Earl Spence and Ugas' age kicks in that night, and Earl Spence just walks straight through him. You know, that's what happens. It's just part of the sport.
Yeah, it's the sad part though, because you see him at the highest of highs, and you always have that image of like your favorite fighter, like how they were in their prime, and then you see him like
everything that goes up has to come down.
Yeah.
Everything that goes up has to come down one day. So, you know, basically just leading into this fight, Bivol and Canelo. You know, they already got plans. Everything goes well with Canelo. They're looking past Bivol to do a Gennady Golovkin. Of course, it's a business, right? I mean, they'll do a third fight with Triple G. Why not? I mean, after the last, it's been years. You know, Canelo's been active. Canelo's still young. He's strong. He's getting better. Triple G has not had much activity, but he's getting old. You know what I'm saying? And that's where everything comes through. For us, the people that live boxing, whatever, you know. But the people that don't know boxing, they're just average fans. So great, because now they're going to finally settle what happened in the first two. And business-wise, we know what's going to happen. Canelo's going to tear up on Triple G. Why? Because he's still young. Triple G's already 40 years old. You know, it's 40 is 40.
40 is the new 30. Oh, well, come on.
I mean, if you don't have so much wear and tear in the sport, I mean, boxing.
No, but boxing's a rough sport. Yeah, it takes a lot.
In boxing, after 30, you're old. It's like a soldier. They pick the soldiers when they're young because they need the youth. A boxer, I think the boxers when they start at age 18, between the ages of 18 and 30, there's some boxers that are real technical and they don't really go into a lot of brawls. 32, you know, 33. But after that, believe me, it's downhill. There's only a certain point for a boxer, or else you start getting old. I think fighters after 32, it's already like you're already declining. When you're 18 to 30, you're in your prime.
I'm in my prime right now, Joel. 38 right now in my prime of life.
Boxer.
Yeah, I know. Joel, as always, great seeing you, great chatting with you.
Thank you.
Here in Indio, California, Marcos Viegas, Fight Up TV.